someone snatch what was in your hands. Get lost and stop getting in my way. Jiang Chen swallowed his anger and lowered his head, retreating dejectedly like a stray dog. Then Luo Ming turned to glare at Xian Ni and shouted, "You brat, I didn't like you from the moment I saw you. And now you dare mess with my people. Don't blame me for not giving True Immortal Academy any face." But Xian Ni, filled with battle spirit, charged forward and roared, "If you want to fight, then fight. Why so much nonsense? You think I'm afraid of you?" Instantly, a fierce battle erupted. From a distance, Ming Kong saw this and said in surprise, "The Qinyan sword. Why is Xian Ni fighting with the Taishu Divine Clan?" Meanwhile, Jiang Chen hid on the sidelines, watching the fight and muttering to himself, "Fight, fight. Best if you both perish together, die cleanly." But things didn't go as expected. After a few breathtaking exchanges, Xian Ni actually slashed Luo Ming's arm. Then, she delivered a powerful kick to his chest, making his face turn deathly pale from the pain. Luo Ming was filled with terror as he thought, cough, a Saint Realm expert at such a young age? Without hesitation, Xian Ni swung her sword again at his spear, sending it flying straight toward Luo Ming, who screamed in fear, "No! You can't kill me." "I am," but Xian Ni sneered, completely indifferent. You, who cares who you are? You're dead today." At that moment, Jiang Luoshan suddenly appeared, waving her hand to block the incoming spear, and coldly ordered, "Kill her." As soon as she spoke, a man rushed out from the shadows and shouted, "By Princess Luoshan's command, no matter who you are, none of you will leave here alive today." A massive palm suddenly descended from the sky, forcing Gu Xianni to exert all her strength to resist. Her muscles tensed, and even her breathing grew heavy. "Guy who dared to bully my little sister just now." Luo Ming turned pale with fright and hurriedly pleaded, "Why, your highness, save me." Jiang Luoshan spoke, "Young Master Gu, Luo Ming was unaware of this young lady's identity, which led to a misunderstanding. How about we let it go? What do you think?" Gu Changda sneered, "A misunderstanding? Have you ever seen someone robbing a treasure with a spear and still call it a misunderstanding? He started this. He deserves to die." In the distance, Master Pudu hid behind a giant boulder, his face full of fear. It's over. The Taishu Divine Clan actually provoked Gu Changda. The outcome is clear now. Of all people, they just had to mess with him. Unlucky as hell. Jiang Chen, beside him, asked, "Even the Taishu Divine Clan can't handle the Gu family?" Master Pudu sighed, "Their fate likely won't be much better than the Purple Mansion's." Jiang Chen pondered, "Luo Ming always calls me trash, yet he turns into a coward when facing Gu Changda. Who's the real trash here? But what's strange is, why do I keep running into Gu Changda wherever I go? This ridiculous fate." The little bronze spider next to him reminded, "Stop watching the drama. While they're in conflict, we should slip away." Up above, Jiang Luoshan was a bit annoyed and spoke, "Young Master Gu, this place is the site where our ancestor fell. Luo Ming only wanted to protect the relics of our forebear. How can you call that robbery?" Gu Changda chuckled, "Oh. So what you're saying is that all the orthodoxies that came here are just robbers? This unclaimed land, you people want to keep it all to yourselves. The Taishu Divine Clan really is both domineering and petty." As soon as he finished speaking, the people of the Grand Orthodox sect immediately chimed in, "Yeah. The Taishu Divine Clan just wants to hog this opportunity for themselves. Young Master Gu is right. They're way too arrogant. Young Master Gu must uphold justice for us." Gu Changda sneered inwardly, as expected, only interests can buy people's hearts. Who doesn't want to snatch treasures under the banner of justice? At this moment, Jiang Luoshan shouted in anger, "What exactly will it take for you to back off? Name your terms." Luo Ming quickly echoed, "Why yeah. Just say it." Gu Chang'e smiled thoughtfully and slowly said, terms. Since the princess is so sincere, how about becoming my concubine? As soon as he finished speaking, the treasure in Ming Kong's hand shattered in fury. Everyone around was also shocked into silence, their eyes wide with disbelief. Although Gu Chang'e was an eel, his hearing was extremely sharp, and he immediately sensed danger. So he quickly changed his tone and said, or, you could just serve me tea. If the princess is willing to lower herself, perhaps I can let this matter go and not hold your brother accountable for harming my sister. Below, Gu Xian'ai shouted angrily, I wasn't even hurt. That trash was no match for me at all. Jiang Luoshan gritted her teeth and said, Gu Chang'e, are you deliberately humiliating me? One of the people who had attacked Xian'ai earlier stood up in rage and shouted, the younger generation of the Gu family is far too arrogant. Not only are you seizing our divine clan's ancestral grounds, but you dare to humiliate us as well. Do you really think the Taishu divine clan has no one to stand against you? As soon as he finished speaking, he erupted with power and charged straight at Gu Chang'e. A massive, blood-red dragon roared as it surged forward, but Gu Chang'e merely took out a treasure and met the attack with a calm demeanor. Then, the giant red dragon was directly sucked into the mystical treasure. In the blink of an eye, only a belt remained. It really was just a belt. Immediately after, a small sword appeared in front of the man. Startled, he screamed, what the hell is this? But before he could figure out what was happening, the small sword pierced through his skull, and his body instantly turned to stone. At the same time, Gu Chang'e teleported behind him, retrieved the sword, and said indifferently, since this elder has bravely sacrificed himself, how about using him to trade for your brother's life? Or would you rather send them both to the underworld together? I wonder, Princess Jiang Luoshan, what do you think? Witnessing this scene, Jiang Luoshan was utterly terrified and thought to herself, a peak great saint just fell like that. With that, Gu Chang'e's eyes slightly narrowed as he glanced to the side. The two young people were scared out of their wits. Gu Xian'ai ran to Ming Kong, crying, Wu, Sister Ming Kong, look at him. He's been bullying people since he was little. He's so shameless that he even tricked me out of my things. Wu. Ming Kong comforted her, don't cry. That's just the kind of person he is. What's so surprising about it? Wang Ziqin sneered, can he really be a worthy human ancestor? Gu Chang'e spoke up, enough, if you're going to fake cry, at least make it more convincing. I'll compensate you with a great Saint Realm weapon. You wouldn't have any use for that thing anyway. Sienna immediately stopped crying and eagerly held out her palm, deal. 5 pieces. You weren't injured just now, were you? Ruoyin was very worried. Wang Ziqin was stunned, thinking, damn it, another lover. Gu Chang'e, you're too outrageous. The group behind her cupped their hands and said, disciples of Tao Heaven Immortal Palace greet senior brother Gu. Junior sister Ruoyin was watching from afar and was deeply concerned about senior brother Gu's safety. Gu Chang'e said calmly, thank you for your efforts. Suddenly, Sienna shouted again, Gu Chang'e, you've gone too far. Who's this now? Have you even thought about Sister Ming Kong? Just then, a hand stopped her. Ming Kong spoke up, Xiao Ruoyin, you must be Miss Xiao. You're the one Chang'e told me about before, the one who saved him outside the ancient immortal forbidden zone, right? I am his fiancé, you Ming Kong. Xiao Ruoyin said in surprise, so it's Princess Ming Kong. No wonder you have such an extraordinary presence. Wang Ziqin was shocked and thought, what the hell is this love triangle showdown? They're all acting way too well. Scene shifts to Jiang Chen ***, who was currently breaking a seal in preparation for a tomb raid. 2 people stood beside him, acting as his guardians. An old monk following behind him kept asking, Benefactor Jiang, is this your ability? As expected, this poor monk did not misjudge you. But the paths inside this divine tomb are winding and complex. Should we wait for Princess Luoshang before proceeding? Jiang Qin immediately replied. No. There are too many cultivators outside watching us, some of whom are quite skilled. Finding the location of the divinity is only a matter of time. We must act quickly, or this whole trip will be in vain. If Princess Luoshang blames us later, neither you nor I will have a good outcome. As he spoke, he quickly ran ahead. The old monk nodded and said, Benefactor Jiang is right. Moreover, the disciples of the Taishu divine clan have left markers. They'll be catching up to us soon. A young man cried out in terror, what is that? Within the tornado were horrifying creatures, their bodies covered in randomly growing fangs. They opened their massive mouths as if they wanted to devour everything. Someone recognized them. Are those the legendary tomb guardians? Each one is at least at the Saint Realm level. A blonde girl saw one of the creatures lunging at her chest and was immediately terrified, her eyes welling with tears. At the last moment, Lu Guanwang suddenly rushed over, enacting a classic hero saves damsel scene and displaying astonishing strength. He effortlessly grabbed two of the creatures, dragging them away as he said, bullying the weak. What kind of skill is that? Face me instead. Seeing this, someone recognized him too, that's Lu Guanwang Junjio from the True Immortal Academy. Damn it ***, before she could finish her sentence, another creature smashed her head off with a single punch. The battle instantly turned gruesome, with explosions ringing out all around as shockwaves from the clashes spread in all directions. Meanwhile, deep within the tomb, Jiang Luoshan and her younger brother had already ventured inside. As soon as they entered, she asked, Granny Jean, have you found the tomb owner's location? Then, he spoke loudly, weaklings, step back. Don't get in the way. Gu Xianer, furious at being underestimated, snapped, who's weak? Who do you think you're looking down on? Ignoring her, Gu Chang'e leaped into battle, shouting, the divine tomb palace itself is a formation, follow me and break it. As he charged in, Gu Chang'e muttered to himself, gotta go easy. But his version of going easy was casually skewering three creatures at once with his great sword. Suddenly, a golden lotus bloomed before them. Moments later, it erupted in deafening explosions. That was Ming Kong's attack. Gu Chang'e and Ming Kong pressed forward, with Ming Kong providing cover from the side. The creatures were densely packed, even slashing with a massive sword wasn't enough to cut through them all. Some even climbed along the blade toward him. Seeing this, Wang Zichin's eyes lit up. Crackling with lightning, he roared, heavenly thunder art. In an instant, lightning surged wildly, electrocuting the creatures into violent convulsions as they let out blood-curdling screams. Wang Zichin was the first to rush down, saying, I'll hold them off. With the release of Lei Prison Square's ultimate technique, towering walls formed, trapping the monsters within. Then, bolts of lightning shot out from both sides of the walls, tearing the monsters apart. Not only that, but Gu Chang'e's massive azure sword also slashed down, as if to split the entire tomb in half. Boom! 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 The azure sword pierced straight into the main hall of the tomb, triggering explosions. Exclamations rang out. So strong. Each of these humanoid tomb guardians is incredibly difficult to deal with. This palace is actually so sturdy. Without making the others wait long, the beauty Jiang Chu also took action. Raising both hands high as if preparing a powerful move, she shouted harshly, get lost. All of you, get out of my way. As her words fell, a massive stone pillar, resembling a sacred cross, came crashing down onto the palace of the tomb. Gu Chang'e's sword finally pierced through the main hall, stabbing deep into the ground. Jiang Shen continued, but the godhood is protected by formation patterns. I still need more time to break through them. Jiang Luoshan exclaimed with joy, it really is the godhood of our ancestors. Focus on cracking it, and leave the rest to us. Her younger brother silently contemplated godhood. If I can obtain it, I will reach a realm beyond my wildest imagination. In his mind, Gu Changa's image kept flashing. I don't want to be weak anymore. I want to shatter that arrogant face. The scene returned to Gu Changa's side. At this moment, he was walking alongside Wang Ziqin. As they walked, she said, "Ah, Brother Gu, now it's just the two of us left." He replied calmly. "Saintess Ziqin, please mind your words." She laughed, "Don't be like that. In front of others, it doesn't matter, but when it's just us, there's no need to be so formal. Speaking of which." Then she nudged him lightly with her elbow and grinned, asking, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" He answered decisively, "No, TSK, I haven't even finished talking yet. It's about the reincarnation of the human ancestor." He replied indifferently, But still no." Seeing that he was struggling to answer, she reached out as if to pull something out and said, "You're really the most boring person ever, forcing me to use my ultimate move." She then took out a jade token and said, "Hey, you still owe me a favor." He replied, "That's a separate matter. Saintess Ziqin, stop making things difficult for me." Hearing this, she said helplessly, "You're truly heartless. I haven't even done anything to you, so what are you afraid of? Then how about a simpler question? Brother Gu, who do you think is more beautiful, me or Chu Chu?" Hearing this, he thought to himself, I thought she was going to ask something really strange. Then he answered, "Saintess Ziqin and Saintess Chu Chu each have their own charms, making them impossible to compare. In my opinion, both are peerless beauties, equally unmatched." Hearing this, she laughed and said, "You're quite the sly one. But according to your words, does that mean you want both? Wouldn't that be twice the joy?" When Jiang Luoshan saw a certain person, she was instantly alarmed and exclaimed, "This is bad. There's actually a quasi-supreme among them." As soon as she spoke, a group of people stormed in aggressively. The old man leading them laughed loudly and said, "Ha ha ha. Finally found you." As expected, keeping an eye on the Taishu divine clan was the right move. "Everyone, attack together. Once we succeed, we'll split the spoils evenly." Seeing that these people came with ill intent, she immediately turned back and urged, "Jiang Chen, hurry up. If I don't get the divine core today, don't think you'll live either." The old monk also anxiously called out, "Layman Jiang, hurry." Hearing her words, Jiang Chen rolled his eyes and cursed in his heart, "This woman sure flips faces fast." Xiao Zhou reminded, "Focus. It's almost done." In an instant, two forces collided, generating a massive shockwave that sent both of them flying backward. Seizing the opportunity, Jiang Luoshan dashed toward the location of the divine core, her voice trembling with excitement, "Finally." Before she could finish, she was suddenly sent flying by an unexpected object, her own brother. A young man with 8 arms tossed her brother aside and said coldly, "You're not taking this divine core today." The crowd immediately recognized him and exclaimed, "That's Tianhuan Tianjun." The cult leader fighting the old woman called out, "Tianhuan, the longer we delay, the more risks we take. Hurry and take the divine core." The Wang Ziqin's voice echoed again, loud and clear, "Oh, are you guys fighting? No worries, carry on." Gu Changa also spoke, pointing at the divine essence, "I'll take the divine essence over there and leave. I won't disturb you all." Hearing this, Wang Ziqin couldn't help but laugh. Everyone paused their fight upon seeing Gu Changa. "Gu Changa, isn't that person over there the holy maiden of the human ancestor hall?" Jiang Luochen, sweating profusely, muttered, "Gu Changa. Why is he here? This is too strange, logically, it shouldn't be such a coincidence." Jiang Chen, upon seeing Gu Changa, trembled in fear and quickly hid behind a massive rock. "This is the worst. Why is it him again? I'm starting. Find a chance to activate the formation here and collapse the palace. You head straight for the east gate, there's a hidden passage to escape. That monk already